Welcome everybody to our Greene Acres. The first decor piece I'm going to show you is a tray. Trays are great decor pieces to upcycle and use in your home for all the seasons, and especially spring. This tray was very large in size. It was like a 22 by 14. I got it at Goodwill and I paid a few dollars for it. All I'm going to do is go over it with some white linen chalk paint. I went around, distressed it with a damp cloth, and once I got it distressed the way I wanted it, now I'm going to show you some ways of how you can style it. And I'm going to style it some more throughout the video. But when you see trays at yard sales or thrift stores, always use your imagination, because no matter what color or design they have on them, usually we can upcycle them, reuse them, and like I say, trays are a very versatile and inexpensive decor piece to put in our home. Always love to find ways to show y'all inexpensive decor pieces that I find and pick up and give you ideas and inspiration of how you can decorate your home on a budget. This little decor piece I got at Dollar General. As you can see, it's a very large jack. It accidentally fell out of my car the day I brought it home and it broke. So I was lucky enough, it was a clean break. I super glued it back and I went over it with a couple of layers of chalk paint, and then I waited till we had a pretty day here in the winter time to where I could get out, and I went over it with a couple of coats of spray paint just to smooth it all out and give it a smooth finish. Just another great decor piece that's inexpensive, but it adds so much detail and character to your spaces. And I didn't tell you, I think this little jack cost $7. Another decor item that's so inexpensive that I'm obsessed with this time of the season is little tin signs. I have featured several in my last few videos, and this one I just received with a little cute rabbit. I will have it linked in my Amazon store, but he makes a great addition to my spring and Easter vignettes. We all know the end of the season, a lot of the stores have clearance items. So I was lucky enough to come across this at Burke's outlet last year in their clearance section, and only paid $4.50 for it. So now that I'm pulling out all of my Easter and my spring decor, I found it. So I always pick up at the end of the season items. You can always store them until the next year and you'll be so happy you did. Now I'm going to show you how we can galvanize some shiny metal. You want to take 1 part of salt, and then you want to take 3 parts of rubbing alcohol and apple cider vinegar, and I will put this recipe down in the description box. But anytime you have shiny metal and you want to make it look aged, you just mix up this mixture. You want to put it over the metal. Now I soaked some paper towels in the mixture and I just laid them over the metal, and I left them on for about a half an hour. But the longer you leave those paper towels or a wet rag over the metal, the more patina you will get. You can see how it darkens the metal and it makes it look more aged, and it takes away some of that shininess. That's what I'm trying to achieve on this, and I'll show you in a minute. Like right here, you can see that's the one I galvanized. This side right here, I did not do it, and see how shiny it is. You can see the difference that this mixture makes, but it makes a great impact when you're trying to make something look a little bit more worn and rustic. Now I'm going to take one of my favorite stencils. I will have this linked in my Amazon store. I got it last year, but I absolutely love it. I'm just going to stencil it on using some ink colored chalk paint, and that's all I'm going to do. Now I'm going to style this cute little crate for you and just show you how cute it is to add some greenery, some florals, and some cute bunnies. Another product that I'm really enjoying using on my projects these days is decoupage paper. Now I'm going to leave a link to a website where I get my decoupage paper, and usually you can get the sheets for under $4, and you can do a lot with a large sheet. This one was a chandelier. I absolutely loved it, so I was looking for a piece through my supplies of something that I could put it on. I have upcycled this piece a couple of times in previous videos. And so the wording wouldn't show through. I just took some chalk paint and I painted over it. Now I'm going to go around the borders of my decoupage paper and trim those off. Now I'm going to show you a trick. A lot of times when you work with decoupage paper, you may not have enough to cover your entire project. But I'm going to show you a way that we can get, a little bit off of the edges that we may have too much. Take those pieces, trim them down, and put them in the areas where we need them. So I'm just going to take some pieces of the scrapbook paper where I have too much, the decoupage paper where I have too much. You want to make sure you make it as straight as you can. So I'm using a ruler to get a straight edge, because what I want to do is I want it to be as straight as I can get it so I can bump it up to the edge of that wood and it doesn't look like that we've pieced it in. And you also want to go and try to match up your pattern as best you can. So this right here, I worked with a couple of the pieces. I'm going to apply them with DIY liquid patina, and I'm going to put those down first. I want those to be on the bottom, and then I want my larger sheet to fit on top of those. Now, once you get this done, you will never be able to tell this has been pieced together. Now, once I got my sides applied, now I'm going to go back with the large piece of decoupage paper and I'm going to apply it. I'm just going to liberally put down my DIY liquid patina and I'm going to work again in sections. I always feel like it's the best way. I usually do, the top section or the bottom section first, and then I'll do the other one. You want to spread it out, as best you can with your hand. I always go over it with a brayer and you can smooth it out really well that way also. Now I'm going to take some sandpaper. I'm going to go around the edges. This is once your liquid patina is completely dry. Go around with a sanding block or a piece of sandpaper, sand your edges, smooth them down. Now I'm going to take a piece of hardware that I got at Hobby Lobby. A lot of times you can find beautiful hardware there, and it'll be on half price every other week. So I've got this one, and I always have hardware on hand for my projects. So I picked this one out. I got Ben to drill a hole, and then he screwed that on, and now we can hang some little vintage purses and some vintage jewelry on this, and I think this made a beautiful piece. Another great decor piece that's inexpensive and you can find a lot of times at thrift stores, there's these little bowls. Anytime you find anything like this, it's like a little dough bowl or just like some kind of little receptacle, especially if it sets up on like a little pedestal like this one does. I paid $2 for this one and it's metal, and I actually like the way it's, the color of it and the way it's distressed. I already like that, so I'm not going to change it in any way, but I'm just showing you how pretty something like this for $2. You can add some Easter grass to it, some Easter eggs, and it makes a beautiful display piece for spring or for any season. If y'all have watched my videos for very long, y'all know I love vintage baby shoes. And I have some that I feature in a lot of my videos, and they're actually my baby shoes. This one I come across at Goodwill, and it's a Chadwick Miller 1988. I only paid 50 cents for it. Here it is on sale, I think on eBay, but you can see it had little laces in this one. So all I'm going to do to this one, I just added a scrap piece of fabric to it, made my own little lace. Now for 50 cents, I think this little cute little baby shoe is a great little piece that we can set out, especially for spring and summer, because I love the little floral print on it. Another fun project that I love to work on in springtime is eggs, and of course bunnies. This egg I got at Walmart last year for $1.98, and then I got another one and I got it at a thrift store, and I think I paid a quarter or 50 cents for it. I'm going to just chalk paint both of them white because I'm not really fond of either color, but you can paint your eggs any color that you want. Now, transfers are a great way to add such great detail to your projects, and y'all know I always have some really pretty transfers on hand, and I'll have these linked down in my description box. But just work in sections your transfer when you work on something that's round like these eggs. Just go slow, work it in sections, apply it, and it should go on fine. Now I'm just going to apply the little ribbon top back to this one. I added a couple of little vintage doilies to them, just to add a little bit more vintage detail to them. Now I think these eggs look so much better than they did. I've got another beautiful piece of decoupage paper. So I'm wanting to find a piece in my supplies that I can apply her to. So I'm going to use this. This is something that I've used on a previous project, but here's my decoupage paper. She is absolutely gorgeous. So again, I'm just going to cut the borders around her off, and then I'm just going to fit her inside this frame that I've already painted and distressed. It's already got a hole punched in it where I had some hardware on it. I did this in a couple of videos back, and I showed you another idea for it. But now I love to reuse and upcycle projects and just work on them several times and just show you different ways of how we can use the same items. So I just applied her with DIY liquid patina, and I went over with a brayer and smoothed her out, and then I'm going to add a piece of hardware so we can hang things. Just another great little backdrop piece that we can hang vintage jewelry, you can hang necklaces, you can hang your little handbags, just whatever kind of little vintage items that you have. Do y'all collect things like I do? Make sure to leave me a comment down below if you have some items that you collect, just specific things that maybe you have collected through the years. I have several things that I love to collect, and probably too many, but a couple of items that I love to collect, and I always pick them up when I find them. It's vanity sets and compacts. This beautiful vanity set, I got at a churchyard sale, and I paid probably only $1 for it. As you can see, it had a comb with it, but the comb was not with mine. That doesn't matter. I still think it's beautiful just the way it is. Another item that I love to collect is vintage compacts. Now, I don't come across these very often, but when I do, I get excited. The one on the left, I did get this at a yard sale and only paid a couple of dollars for it. I'm just showing you the outside of it and also the inside. This is a compact that was my grandmother's. This right here is really old, And just to give you an idea, I always love to look things up online just to see the history of things and the dates and what they, are going for. Of course, I would never sell mine, but I'm just giving you ideas of when you find something, Google it and try to find some information about it. I think that's what makes the things that we collect just adds to their character and their history. So make sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know if you collect anything, if you've collected something through the years, or maybe you've just started collecting. But I think it is so much fun to find something that you love to collect, and it's like a treasure hunt when you're out thrifting or at yard sales and you run across that one item that goes with your collection. The next couple of projects I'm going to show you was inspired by my sweet friend Kayla from the liveoaknest. I'm going to leave all her information down below, but y'all, she is my style. She has a YouTube channel. She's also very active over on Instagram, and she has a blog post. You can go over and subscribe for free, and she will send you free information in your email, and she also has some great downloads that are free to you that you can print out and use in your home. So I printed these out off of her website, and like I say, I'm going to link her information down below, so make sure to go over and subscribe to her blog because you will not be disappointed. She has a lot of free downloads to choose from, but I love these flowers and I love that rabbit. So all I did was I printed them out on my little inkjet printer, and you get 6 of these beautiful flowers, and these are so pretty for springtime. And there are so many things that you can do with these. I'm just going to use a good quality glue stick, and I'm just going to put an extra little backing on them. I'm just using a little piece of poster board. You can use cardboard, whatever you have on hand. Go over it with a brayer and smooth it out really well, and then just cut it back out. Now, you can put these in frames. You can put some ribbon in the top of them and tie them on some gifts. They make great little gift tags. You can tie these around flowers. So many things you can do to add these to your vignettes and just add a little touch of springtime. If y'all know me, y'all know my love for rabbits. So when I saw this download on Kayla's website, I was so excited. I could not wait to print him out and get him cut out, and I found the perfect frame for him. And again, you can use this little download on just about anything you want. It makes a great piece for spring projects. But I'm just going to again apply him with some school glue, and I'm going to go over the brayer, smooth it out, and I'm just going to put it in this little rustic frame I have that doesn't have a back because I've used it so many times. But look how cute he turned out. And this was free because I already had the frame on hand, and the download, thanks to Kayla, was free for me to access. So y'all make sure to check out her website. Make sure to subscribe so you can get, emails and get notified when she downloads new things on her blog. But just make sure to check her out because she's got some great downloads, and I know you'll find some that you will love to print out and use them in your home. Before I close out the video today, I also want to mention, because I get a lot of questions about the little crocheted eggs, I got these at an Etsy shop. I ordered them last year, so make sure to check out Etsy. They may still be available. Y'all, I really appreciate y'all coming over to my channel today. Make sure to go over and follow me on Facebook at Our Greene Acres. Go to TikTok, and also go over and join up with me on Instagram because I post almost daily on those platforms. Make sure you're subscribed, like, and share this video if you loved it, and I hope you did. Until next week, I hope y'all have a great week. I love y'all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.